TAFS is leading the charge to make the 2024 Broker Carrier Summit possible, and we are so excited to have their support. In case you haven't heard, TAFS offers much more than freight factoring. It provides a comprehensive support system for trucking companies of all sizes, specializing in fast and efficient invoice factoring with the ability to pay carriers in as little as 1 hour. And TAFS services go well beyond factoring, offering a fuel card that unlocks major fuel discounts, flexible business loans that are designed to cater to the distinct needs of a carrier's operations, a dedicated, responsive client experience team, and much more. Black Box Logistics is a 3PL freight brokerage based out of Birmingham. Alabama Black Box Logistics was formed in 2020 by 3 friends, Logan Dyer, William Graves, and Will Hopkins, in a basement office with the goal of bringing transparency around the clock communication and hassle-free customer experience to the table. WireB is an AI-powered call automation platform built for freight brokers, designed to screen every inbound call in real time, block spoofing, phishing, and double brokering scams, verify compliance through integrations with FMCSA, Highway, and My Carrier Portal, and automatically connect brokers with qualified, vetted carriers, all before a human ever picks up the phone. Sales-CRM is built for freight broker and agent sales teams. Manage your shipper prospecting and follow-ups. Organize your carriers in the lanes they run. HD Ships is a leading logistics provider specializing in sustainable and tech-driven freight solutions. With hubs in Reno, Phoenix, and London, we deliver comprehensive services, including full truckload, expedited cross-border, and intermodal freight. Leveraging proprietary technology, we offer 24/7 tracking, real-time visibility, and advanced automation to ensure safe, compliant, and efficient transportation. Our commitment to sustainability enables clients to offset emissions through carbon credits, aligning logistics with environmental goals. At HD Ships, we prioritize transparency, reliability, and exceptional customer service, empowering clients to achieve seamless, sustainable logistics solutions worldwide.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. So where are you at today? You're in Milwaukee?
Yeah, I am in Milwaukee for now, but I'll be flying back to Birmingham here in a few hours.
Magic City, man. Missing you.
Magic City. Yeah, it's good to see that you're still in the U.S. Haven't gone to any obscure countries in a bit.
You've been telling me that for like 2 months on the show. You got to come up with a new beginning.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure that you'll be gone before too long, and I can start making comments about that. So I'm sure we'll be fine.
Who knows? Time will tell.
Yeah.
Shout out to our sponsors. I'll let you, Will, take Black Box since I tend to mess it up every time, according to Will.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were recently voted the People's Choice 3PL, and Matt chooses to just brush over that like it doesn't matter. But Black Box Logistics, proud sponsor of the show, the People's Choice 3PL, out of the Magic City, which is Birmingham, Alabama. I'll let you take HG.
Yeah, HD Ships, based out of Reno. If you're looking to be a freight agent, love to chat with you. OG sponsor, Sales Dash CRM, sponsor before we even had our first episode when Josh reached out to us. We have agents that use their product. Will's company uses their product, growing rapidly, freight-specific CRM. Definitely reach out to Josh or Drew. Tell them the Dawgs sent you.
100%. Then we've got our banner sponsor, TAF's Top 10 Factoring Company out of Kansas City. Great group over there. If you're interested in a factoring company, maybe looking to make a swap or just looking to learn some stuff, their website's got a lot of good educational content. I would encourage you guys to reach out to them and, tell them that the Dawgs sent you.
100%. Well, today should be fun. We're doing something new we haven't done on the show before. We're bringing in 3 brokers in their first year of brokering. Just going to talk about what that's like, what got them into logistics, kind of the challenges of the first year, wherever kind of the conversations, challenges and wins, wherever the conversation kind of goes.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. I guess we should go ahead and bring these guys on stage, kind of bring them on one by one and let them intro themselves. First up, we got Matt Clyde, PGT Trucking Northside. Hey, Mac, how's it going?
How's it going?
Gentlemen, very good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Maybe kind of give the viewers kind of your background quick, how you got into logistics, how long you've been in it. Just let everybody know.
Sounds good. Yeah, I actually Pittsburgh born and raised. I spent 10 years at Comcast as a Comcast business territory sales manager, overseeing basically the 100-mile greater Pittsburgh area. Loved the company, loved everything about it. Was there for almost a third of my life. They started making some changes and things started getting a little bit tighter, started to make some organizational changes and dropping some folks. So I wanted to kind of get ahead of that before anything would go wrong. So I ended up, my family member, Ben, has just recently signed with PGT Trucking as an agent for them. And he's been begging me to make the jump for probably about 8-9 years as well. So he made the switch over here to PGT as an agent. And then in end of October, beginning of November, so I'm almost at that year mark, I jumped over and I've loved it ever since. So it's been a crazy ride, a fun ride, enjoyable ride, something different. I'm used to the B2B aspect of kind of working with small companies, larger companies, kind of the account manager style role where you're really kind of owning the operation from start to finish. So that niche kind of came naturally, and just building those relationships from the ground up also kind of came naturally just from working in the environment in Pittsburgh. And now I just kind of branched out to a little bit of a bigger scope, basically all across the United States. And it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. I've kind of took my strengths from that and brought it over here. And yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. So yeah, a little bit about me.
Very cool. Yeah. And Ben is a friend of the show. We've had him on a couple of times. Great guy, great company. So you picked an excellent organization to get into logistics with. We'll go ahead and bring on our second guest for today, Charlie with LR Logistics. Hey, Charlie, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. You want to give kind of the viewers your kind of background to how you got into logistics. I know it was a cool fact about you, a 3-time national football champion at Alabama, which is pretty neat.
Hey, Minnesota could never.
Yeah, Minnesota's football is it's a little SEC country is different down here for sure.
Yeah, they're 3-time SEC, 1-time national champion, but I don't think anyone's at 3. Actually, Alabama back in the day does have some 3-time natties, but I was born and raised in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I went to University of Alabama. Obviously, played football, graduated with a marketing degree. played a 5th year at Kent State. So I kind of saw the top of college football, and then we didn't have such a good year, so I kind of saw the bottom too, which was interesting, but it was a great experience. After that, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I hopped into a gig with a warehousing company, and I was with them for about 8 months, and kind of knew really wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to get more in the game and more involved. And I knew someone who had a freight brokerage, and I really liked him, Justin Bycheck, our owner. And he's a great guy. And I took a job with them, and for the past few months, I've really enjoyed it and just kind of learning the business. And it's been a good time. So that's kind of my journey to where I am now.
Awesome. Hey, quick question. What does LR Logistics stand for? What is the LR?
LR is Justin's mother's name is Lisa Reagan.
Okay.
So it's LR Logistics. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome, man. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll go ahead and bring our final guest for today, Harvey. Hey, Harvey, how's it going?
Hey there. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
How's it going today? Yeah, okay, perfect. We got all that stuff fixed out. Man, I'm doing pretty good. Out in Chicago, ready to head out to Milwaukee. Unfortunately, we're missing you, Will, but yeah.
Yeah, man, I hate it. It looks like I'll just be missing you guys. As you guys are probably getting here, I'll be leaving at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into freight, all that good stuff.
So I've been around the block. I grew up in a family business of Oriental rugs and furniture. So logistics were a big part of what we did. I handled all the logistics of our incoming products from overseas to being shipped domestically between a couple stores that we had. And then from there, I actually took a little bit of a detour and got into the dog training business and did that for the last almost 18 years of my life, and had owned a dog training business. I got out of it about 2 years ago and was looking for some changes, and met Colin recently, actually, while I was doing some stuff here and there. As I sold my dog training business and decided to take a little break, time off, and met Colin about May of last year, and we were talking about logistics. And I love the fact that, for me, being hands-on, dealing with people, but I hate the crisis mode, but I love the crisis mode, like staying busy. The cold calls were new, which was different because I'm used to warm leads. And I love the reward of getting those calls to go through and coming through. So it's been interesting. I've only been doing this for 4 months now. So I'm green when it comes down to it, but it's been a lot of fun. Met a lot of great people, some great companies we've met with. Enjoy every turn of the business, the stress, the getting over the fear of cold calls, I should say, which was always the handling those no's, and we got brokers and the hang-ups and the choice words I get once in a while for being the 21st caller of the day. But no, Colin's a great guy. He's been a great teacher. It's been great working with him, working with Jeff. They've taught me a lot. So the learning curve has been huge from what I knew of freight to what I've learned about freight in 4 months now.
Yeah, that's a great group that you're a part of, Colin, Jeff.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far off track, but man, dog training business for 18 years. I've got a dog that I'm going to need to mail out to you, to ship to you.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a dog I need to get right. No, awesome, guys. So that's
whatever you need, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no kidding. DOGS, not DAWGS.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Let's start off there. I think you brought up a good point. And this is for all of you, Charlie, Mac, Harvey. I mean, how was it, kind of making your guys' first cold calls in this industry? Kind of, talk about maybe that process. I mean, this is obviously a tough market we're in right now, and learning the logistics, and then picking up the phone and talking to those first couple shippers. How was that for you guys?
Yeah. I guess I'll go first. I kind of started off in operations, just learning to book loads, what lanes are good, what pricing should look like, how to communicate with truckers in general. And so those calls were kind of nerve-wracking at the jump, but when I got into sales, we door knock. I call to set up some meetings, but I'm out and about driving around trying to find direct shippers and shake their hand, and that's kind of what LR Logistics has transitioned to. We like meeting in person and going that route. Last week I was in Tuscaloosa, and I went down to Livingston, and I was in Hamilton, and driving around and had a bunch of meetings set up, got a few customers from it. Really productive trip, but that's kind of our model. We like door knocking and shaking hands and meeting people.
Man, that's interesting. You don't hear too much of that these days. It seems like the majority of organizations are inside sales versus outside sales. I want to give everybody a chance to answer for sure, but I do want to ask Charlie, how's that been, the outside sales method, so to speak? So are you setting up these meetings before you go, or sometimes you just kind of like driving around and doing cold walk-ins?
Yeah, well, both. Good question. So when I'm going to Alabama, I'm making a 3.5 hour drive. So I'm not going to go and just hope that they're there and they'll open the door, because sometimes people don't. But so I'll make cold calls with that. And when I'm working from home, I'll shoot out some feelers. If I'm in Atlanta, so if I'm going to Swanee, I'll shoot out some feeler calls. But for the most part, yeah, I'm walking up to manufacturers and door knocking and seeing if their shipping manager is there, and just kind of trying to learn how they handle their trucking. And a lot of people, you'd be surprised. A lot of people are pretty welcoming, and they appreciate the fact that you go in person, which is kind of what LR Logistics hangs its hat on.
Yeah. So
probably a little easier in the South too. Imagine if you go do that in New York.
Yeah.
Maybe a different.
Well, I'm from Pennsylvania, so I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying there.
When you're in Tuscaloosa doing these calls, do you wear the national championship ring? Like, show it to them for some goodwill?
No, I think those rings are so big, it's too tacky. That'd be way too tacky. But I do wear my little dainty Alabama A Club ring, which is just real small, and it's cool. And some people do notice it, so it's a conversation starter. But you'd be surprised. A lot of people ask me if I played football, and I'm like, how do you know that? Like, I've lost like a lot of weight and muscle. So
yeah, I get that question a lot too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just a couple of athletes on the Two Dogs One Pod show today. Well, cool, Charlie. No, we appreciate you kind of expanding on that. Harvey, Mac, want to give you guys a chance to answer Matt's question as well before I get us too off topic.
I know. Yeah, so with the cold calls, go ahead. I was going to say, with the cold calls for me, the hardest thing for me was knowing that calling people's cell phones. I thought it was so invasive that I had to get over the cell phone calling and get over the sorry, you don't want feedback. Trying to get out there, and it was a little nerve-wracking not knowing coming off of dog training for 18 years. I could talk about dogs all day. I could talk about what people needed. Then I got into this industry, and I'm calling people that necessarily do need the service that we can offer, but don't necessarily know they need it or are covered or comfortable where they are. And so that was difficult, trying to figure out how to find my voice, I should say. And that's what Colin was great in helping me. Jeff would be whispering in my ear a couple times, helped me guide me through a couple calls. Jeremy Miner actually has been a huge help. So we started doing the Jeremy Miner training, and we're part of their group where we train with them once a month. And that's been a huge help in helping me find my voice, help me find a way to get in the door and constantly breaking down the calls. So it's built my confidence up 100%.
Jeremy Miner entered the chat. That's funny. I took my sales guys through that training back in Comcast before, so that's awesome. I haven't heard that
that's awesome.
In a while. He's energetic. He's got a great message and really kind of like jazzes up. He brings a new meaning to, like, don't just say hi, I'm a freight guy, give me your stuff. Like, really think outside the box, bring a different type of message. It's funny. I bring kind of that I was a sales leader for 10 years. I coached people through door-to-door sales. I coached people through telesales, inbound, outbound. We didn't have as fancy of tools when I was doing that in the last decade, like we have for Zoom Info or other certain tools that help you kind of identify correct contacts. So really just putting on that detective hat and going after it. So I kind of had to maybe inverse myself. I was coaching folks and training folks how to do that, and I had to kind of put that hat on myself. And yeah, it's different. It's to your point, Harvey, thinking of a different way to approach it, not just, hey, I'm a new freight broker. Give me your freight. I would love freight from Chicago to Texas. You don't have that? Perfect. Thanks. No, it's like, yeah, thinking of ways that you can make yourself sound different, thinking of ways that you can be memorable. I think that's a really big thing in this industry. Be memorable. Don't just, we are blessed, I guess, over here. We do a lot of trade shows. We do a lot of face to face, and it really just amplifies I hate to say how easy it is, but just how much easier it is, rather than making those cold calls, really putting a face to the name, making a real human interaction in person, bringing that memorableness to the interaction, giving them something. Hey, I remember those guys from the show. They were really fun. Oh, they were going crazy during the Monday Night Football game. They were awesome. Like, we had a great time. Oh yeah, he told that funny joke. Whatever it is, just stand out, make yourself different. But yeah, that's kind of for me, putting on the shoes of being the one going after the hunter, being the one calling and trying to make things happen. So yeah, it's been different, but it's been good.
I think you're muted.
Will's muted and doesn't realize it, but
yeah, it's only my 75th stream. You think I know?
Yeah, Will should put me back in charge of the technology of the show.
Yeah,
but
okay, no, real quick, what I want to say is that what I really appreciate about this episode thus far is that, I mean, all three of you are within your first year, and it seems like all three of you kind of have the company that you joined does things a little bit differently, right? So Charlie's doing the door-to-door, like, traveling site visits almost. Harvey, it seems like you're doing a lot of like inside sales calls, and then Mac, you guys are big on the trade show. So it's three different ways that you're going about it. So it's really cool that we didn't have three people on that were all doing the same exact thing, and then it's just the same exact answer. So no, I appreciate the different perspectives and experience.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, here's one that maybe, no matter how you guys are going about, whether it's cold calling in person, what's kind of been the biggest surprise for you, in logistics? I mean, you guys all came from different industries. What's kind of surprised you the most, or maybe was the most difficult to learn? I mean, we all see trucks on the road and everything like that, but I mean, obviously there's a lot more in logistics. So what kind of surprised you guys the most, or most difficult to learn? If you guys want to each kind of talk about that.
I can start if we'd like. Something that shocked me, maybe that surprised me the most, is just how many hands touch a certain piece of equipment, a certain shipment, whatever it may be. It's mind-boggling to me just how many folks we work with, folks that will take their product to get galvanized, and then from the galvanizer they take it to the painter, and then from the painter they take it to the actual job site. And it's like, okay, that's not just one shipment, that was 4 shipments with 4 different customers, and working through just kind of the nuances of that, and just realizing, oh my goodness, like this is not just A to B. This could be A to C to D to F to H. So it's kind of blown my mind, just the number of folks that kind of are involved in some of these things. Some of my biggest customers, it is like not a love triangle, it's like a love octagon. I don't know how like everybody is earning a livelihood off of one thing that is in transit, but they all have something to do with it. One sourced it, one sold it, one fixed it, one bought it, and then I moved it. So that's been kind of the craziest thing. Maybe the hardest thing to kind of wrap my head around is just some of the different options that we have. Different types of trucks, different ways to transport something, barge shipments, intermodal, cross border, and just how many different options there are, and things that, oh, I just thought you were taking this from a warehouse to the customer, but no, it's not always that easy. And air freight, I know, Will, I think you guys do a good bit of that, and just it blows my mind. Just I learned something probably new every week, and I didn't even know that we could even attempt to work in that space. So that's been like a learning curve and a learning opportunity at the same time to just keep growing.
Yeah, it's one of the cool things about logistics. I mean, I'm still learning things every day, and probably most likely always will. Just encompasses so much, so many nuances and all that good stuff.
What about you, Charlie or Harvey?
I'll let Charlie.
Okay. Yeah, I would say two things. One is the constant line of communication. For one simple shipment, you'll have an email thread of 20 emails. And it's important, absolutely. But I guess coming into it, I wasn't expecting the constant communication, updated ETAs, where your driver is, all that kind of stuff. And then the other thing is being in operations for a little bit and booking loads, I guess the scammers or the amount of scamming that is going on those we use DAT on DAT boards. It really shows you how important checking my carrier packets is or whatever you guys use. And we use carrier 411 too. And just making sure that they're legitimate, getting them on the phone, talking, trying to figure out if they're legitimate. So I guess that kind of surprised me too, the amount of, and also the amount of trucking companies in Illinois. I had no clue. I mean, my goodness.
Don't tell Will that. He's already obsessed with Chicago being the freight capital. So
I'm not obsessed with Chicago being the freight capital. It's just silly that, I mean, like I get that a lot of people are in Chattanooga and it's the freight alley, but it's Chicago. It's not even close about which one's the freight capital. It's
we'll save that conversation for another day.
I went skydiving in Chattanooga, great town. But I mean, let's be serious, man. It's not the freight capital.
Moving on, Harvey. What's how about for you? What's been the most surprising or most difficult to learn?
I'll tell you, for me, it's still 4 months in, 5 months, 4.5 months in. It was overwhelming. It was amazing to see how the service industry that I grew up in related so much to handling the clients and the drivers and the coordination between the two. And you're building a network of drivers just as much as we're building a network with the clients as well. What really got me was the number of trucks, the type of trucks, between dry vans to open deck to sprinter vans to box trucks, and how everything works and how many companies actually need shipping and how many companies are out there that are still untouched. It blows my mind that, I came in, I was like, there can only be a certain number of clients out there. Now everybody I call, I'm like, how have these not been touched, and how are there so many? There's so many people that need it, which has been amazing. It blows my mind that I didn't realize how much, like to Max's point, was how many hands touch that product and how much shipping actually is the energy that brings everything together, that every item needs to be shipped. And I just never thought about it that way before.
100%. Well, yeah. I have one for you guys, because I think everyone, no matter even Will, and everyone, no matter how long you've been in the industry, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 25, everybody makes mistakes. What's maybe kind of your guys' biggest mistake you made first off, your biggest learning, curve, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that again. I don't know who wants to start, but just kind of curious your guys' thoughts on that.
Man, I can kind of think. I'm trying to think of a couple. I've made a couple mistakes, and the couple of silly ones were just sending out emails and really realizing with attention to detail on not putting the right name. So at first I started out with my script. Now I'm actually writing out my emails, but sending out emails to the wrong people. But not getting overwhelmed has probably been the one thing that the big mistakes that I was making was rushing through some of the details and rushing through my calls, rushing through what happened? I'm trying to think of what happened recently that we just talked about. It was a big fumble on my end, but it was a recovery where not following up with a truck. Charlie's point about how much communication there is on ETAs, and that's what it was I kind of assumed that a truck was going to be there on time, trusted the driver's ETA that he told me. Come to find out, he was still 4.5 hours away. The shipper was pissed off because the client was getting annoyed because they had to extend their team to stay there a little bit longer, and not realizing that I should have just had it delivered the next morning and kept the truck overnight. It would have solved all these problems. So some of the logistical little details for me, and not rushing them, but trusting my team to be able to fall back on and just slowing things down and just taking it but staying on top of all the detail and staying on top of it. Now, this morning, I was up at 4:30 making calls to make sure that my trucks were there on time as I prepared for this, and made sure right before I got on today, I was making a couple calls to make sure that the trucks were headed out and picking up on time. So now the attention to detail is probably the biggest thing that I've learned that's helped me from making the mistakes that I made, not sending out the wrong email to the wrong company, the wrong person, trying to do a cold call, and not following up with my truckers to make sure that checking their GPS tracking to make sure they're there instead of just trusting what they're telling me.
That's a big one that I think that most people experience when they first get in the industry is the trust but verify. It's like, well, he told me he was going to be there at 10 a.m. Like, why? Why is he showing up at? It's like, yeah, man, it happens. And it's one of those things that I don't know. Yeah, you kind of got to experience to like really understand it, because, if the guy told me that he's going to be there at 10 a.m. and he's 5 hours late, like surely he's going to call ahead, right? Like let somebody know. Like that's what makes sense. But unfortunately, it's one of those things, right? So, Harvey, I don't think that you're alone in making that mistake. It happens all the time. Yeah, man, it's one of those things.
So for me, I guess, one of the biggest hiccups I guess I've had in my last 8 months or so, 9 months, I guess coordinates. I didn't realize that the number coordinate can be different than the 35 degrees, 26 seconds. Like that doesn't translate perfectly. Like 35 degrees, 25 seconds isn't like 35.2679271. So I sent oversized loads. There was 16 of them or something like that. I sent them to the wrong coordinates, and it was about 100 miles difference based off me messing up the coordinates, and they had to get new permits. They had to obviously go an extra 100 miles that they thought they wouldn't. We sent 16 oversized dimensions to a random field in the middle of nowhere. So it was a nightmare. But the customer was great. He was he's a friend of mine, and he's like, we've experienced way worse than this. Don't worry about it. Send them to the right spot. We'll get new permits. We'll handle it. Don't worry about it. So bad problem to have, but kind of great customer relationship, and you can kind of work through some of those monster problems when you have like a decent relationship set up, and they know that, hey, there was no ill will or anything like that. It was a simple mistake, and a mistake that I won't make again. I will confirm the coordinates every single time for job site drop-offs.
Yeah, coordinates are tough. They are. I hate to see coordinates. Much rather have an address. Sometimes, fortunately, you don't have one. But tough stuff there.
Yeah, and for me, because I'm so fresh in the game, I haven't really had any big mess ups yet. But
knock on wood.
Yeah, I know. But I would say just from going out and door knocking, just making sure I ask the right questions. I typically, and honestly, I still do. I've been selling for about a month and a half. I typically go out with a coworker, and a coworker who's a vet, who's been doing this for years, and he kind of shows me what to say, how to say it, what the right questions to ask are, and sometimes I lead them. And when I was starting off, I just wasn't asking the right questions. And even when I would, sometimes I'd walk away without getting a business card, which just makes no sense. So I've definitely learned from that, but I'd say those were my biggest missteps. But knock on wood, hopefully nothing big comes up here.
What about let's transition to biggest success. What's kind of your guys' biggest moment in the first couple months? It kind of made you feel like good, like, hey, I can do this job, or something that you guys won. I don't know, however you guys want to go with it. But what's kind of been your biggest maybe success story or moment that kind of made you feel good about your work in the first couple months?
Yeah,
I can start. Or go ahead, Troy.
I was just gonna say my biggest success was when I felt like I was doing actually a good job was when I got my first customer. I was just saying I go in with a partner every time, but this time I guess he was following up with someone, and it is a pretty big place. And I walked in and had a great conversation and held my own, and really made a good connection with the shipping manager, and we onboarded the next day, and it's a good customer, and I consider them a friend. So that's definitely, I'd say that's my biggest success, and that has kind of given me some confidence going forward.
Fantastic. I think everyone remembers their first customer, so that's cool. You did it solo too, and turned out to be a good one. So great. What about you guys, Mac and Harvey?
Yeah, I kind of used to think it was cliche when I would see on tons of LinkedIn posts or tons of even LinkedIn profiles with logistics brokers, coordinators, whoever, they would always put like problem solver or something on those lines. And I was like, okay, it's kind of cliche. Like we're a middleman. Like, let's just get the job done and do what the customer needs us to do. And then I started really kind of buying into that mentality and started I would maybe call it puzzle piecing things together, I think is a better way to say it. So I don't when my biggest success happened when I was starting to look at different lanes and finding like problem areas. We were talking to drivers all the time saying, no, I refuse to go to X, Y, and Z because there's nothing there. I'll get stranded there, whatever that insert issue is here. So I started looking at kind of just what was going on with it. Why do they not want to go there? What is maybe there? So I started looking at some of these areas, and I ended up finding a great customer in realistically the middle of nowhere. And so now we send it helps because we already had customers lined up, and we would refuse freight going to those places. So now we're accepting that freight going to those places, knowing that we have a nice little pipeline out of them, decent rates coming out. So it really just like kind of flipped the switch, the light bulb moment for me. Like, okay, maybe we actually are problem solvers. Like we were refusing so much freight going to this place, and now we'd never have to do that again. We can help our existing customer, and we even made a new customer. They're happy because now they know that capacity is coming in every single week. They don't have to worry about loads not picking up because of breakdowns, insert reason here. So yeah, it just kind of worked out. So when I started thinking about the business that way, it helps the conversations. We're not just, hi, it's me again. You're, to Harvey's point, your 21st caller of the day. Let me move your freight for you. Like, no, we actually have a reason why I'm calling. We send in X number of trucks every single week. Let's see how we can help each other out and give you guys some extra options. So that was kind of a good moment for me this last year.
Yeah, I guess for me, a lot of the similarities, it started off with just having some conversations. My biggest win, I think, initially wasn't even a client that became a client. It was just the fact that the person I was able to call and we just had a great conversation. And I was like, okay, this is possible. It's not just all closed doors that are coming through. Recently, though, it's been 4 months now. I've been following up with a client that we just won. And after 4 months of talking to them, after 4 months of them telling me that they were good, that they weren't bringing on any brokers, conversations continued. It was a little conversation that became a bigger conversation, a bigger conversation. It's been 4 months now, and we actually just have ran 4 loads for them in the last 2 weeks. So I'll take that as a win. My load sheets, just seeing we've been progressing. Not a lot of big companies are doing hundreds of shipments, but I've got quite a few that are running a couple at a time that are building up the same numbers. So I see the opportunity of just kind of carving away at it has been great. I love the reward of the challenge. So I like the chase. I like the fact that it's not something that's so easy. I love the customer service end of it and realizing, like I said, going back to just being able to, even some of the clients we have been able to meet with have been great. Doing lunch, doing dinners, doing coffees, doing a sports event has been awesome. Just getting to know some of the clients in the 4 months I've been with. There's been a couple of them that we've just, well, emails that'll just go more personal and won't just be about business. So that's made me feel a lot more comfortable being in the space.
Yeah, I think that the ones that are a little bit tougher to get in with are the good ones anyway. They, and that they give you a shipment on the first call and you're not really bringing any value, then they're probably doing that with most people, right? So it's the ones that take a little bit of time and effort and energy usually turn out to be the good ones.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I've been asking all the questions. Will, what do you got?
Shit. Well, man, let's go a little bit of a different angle. Let's hear your favorite thing about logistics and least favorite thing about logistics, and feel free to be very candid. Like don't worry about giving like a cookie cutter response. There's something that you absolutely hate about freight and logistics, and something that you love about it. Just kind of whatever. Let's just go around. Mac, let's start with you.
Sure. Maybe you could say this about almost any sales role, customer relationship role, consumer role, but just the weighing the kind of what have you done for me lately, or the wins versus the losses. Hey, we've won 1,000 times, but one loss can just ruin everything. So just kind of like balancing that, still trying to build that relationship, but knowing like, hey, one missed load, one wrong pickup, one claim, whatever the reason is, could just make or break your business. And it's almost terrifying and exciting at the same time. So I mean, I would say that's probably something I don't love about just the sales world in general, just kind of how easy things can kind of go away or move on with something. I do love just kind of Harvey's point is the vastness of just options. I kind of mentioned it earlier, just the number of hands that touch something, the number of folks that have a need that haven't received a phone call. There's been plenty of calls or interactions that I've made at a show that now we actually, oh my goodness, like we've been begging for somebody to come in and help us with this. We have X, Y, and Z problems. So just, I love that as saturated as this market is, there's so many opportunities to come in and be a game changer for somebody. But just the kind of living on the edge and knowing that one false move could tear you down is also terrifying. So.
Yeah, no, that's great stuff. Charlie, what about you?
Yeah, I would say my favorite thing is relationship building. I love just meeting new people and making new friends. And I'd say my least favorite thing is honestly on the flip side of that same coin is if you can't get something covered, then you feel like you're letting an actual friend down, someone that you want to help. If you can't get a truck in there or something of the sort, or if they break down or whatever. So just that feeling that you couldn't come through for them would probably be my least favorite.
Yeah, makes sense. Harvey, what about you?
Yeah, I think the people I've met have been probably one of my favorite. It sounds, again, cliche, but the people I've met have been meeting Colin, meeting Jeff, meeting y'all. Like everybody I've gotten to know has been awesome. I love the networking. I love the people who have been around it. I like the chase. I do like the cold call. I like that everything keeps me on my toes. I don't like the fact that, like Mac brought up, you're going from hero to zero every time, and no matter how well, you're always starting over. And as things go well, those little hiccups are there, and I tend to beat myself up. So I run myself hard. even at the end of the phone call, I'll wear down. It could have been the best call ever, and I'll still beat myself up on things that I could have done better. So when things do go wrong, I put it on myself on what I could have done, even though it's out of my hands. And that's probably the stuff that I know. I don't like having stuff that I can't control. So that's probably the most difficult part about this is not being able to handle certain things.
Yeah. Matt Dog, what about you? What's your favorite and least favorite thing about logistics?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'll go back to my broker days for this one. My favorite was the chaos. I mean, every day is not the same. You never know what you're going to go into, especially as a cradle to grave broker. And I'll be blunt. My least favorite one was like load building and all like the manual like tasks, like dealing with paperwork and all that stuff. Like I've just been in sales and you have to do a lot of detail stuff in logistics. So I'd say that would be my least favorite. Now the relationship part is, I want to say something different. That's obviously, big too. But I like the chaos of going into the day, not knowing what was going to happen. You can't find that in too many careers or just jobs in general. So, what about you, Will?
Favorite would probably be similar to yours. The excitement, I guess. You never know what the day brings, or the opportunity rather. Like any day could be a game changer. And then the people that I've gotten to meet different areas of the country, and then learning about different industries, getting into moving new products and then learning about how they do it, why they do it. And then kind of getting like a thumb on I don't know, like the economy, kind of like learning about all this different stuff. It's quite interesting. And then my least favorite is ironically the flip side of what I just said about the relationships and meeting people. Man, I'm kind of like a lone wolf. I don't like to answer like phone calls, and like the more customers I have that like want to that become my friends, just like want to call and like just talk to talk. Man, I just want to hang out. Like I get home, like long day. I don't want to like take like these calls and just like shoot the shit. Like I really just kind of want to be like left alone. But like I gotta talk to all these people. So, ironically, maybe I shouldn't say that on stream, but just being
all Will's customers are watching.
No, I mean, just being brutally honest, man. I love them all, and like I love servicing their freight. But at a certain point, like I have an ops team and all this good stuff, and like the operations, like the different things that people do on my ops teams is very siloed and like delegated. So like I don't handle certain aspects of the life cycle of the load. And then since I'm the contact of the person that landed this account, they're always coming to me, and it's like, man, to be frank, like I don't know. Like I don't know about this load. I don't know about like this dispatcher that you're calling me about or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, just being really honest, man. Just all the amount, like the calls to my cell phone.
Well, unless you have anything else, well, I mean, the kind of hour kind of flew by, and we enjoyed having you guys, all on, and look forward to kind of watching your guys' careers in logistics. And I won't speak for Will, but I had a lot of fun hearing your guys' stories today.
I definitely appreciate you having us on for sure. Thank you guys so much. It's been definitely a pleasure. Learned a lot from it, just listening to everybody else too. So it's been great listening to Mac and listening to Charlie. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, I'll confirm. I know Will and Matt, you guys are great friends to Ben. I know that great relationships to have, and if questions I'm sure I'll have going forward, I'll be sure to reach out and pick your brain a little bit. I appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Enjoy Friday.
Have a great Friday and rest of the weekend, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, take it easy, gentlemen. We'll see you.
See ya.
All right.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that I don't like talking to my customers on stream. I'm sorry, guys. If you listen, I'm sorry.
I don't think any of your shippers are probably watching. They're probably dealing with freight at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. your time on a Friday morning. So maybe in the rerun.
Yeah, hopefully they're dealing with freight. Be good for us. Well, awesome, man. Yeah, enjoyed it. It was a good episode. Final shout out to our sponsors before we wrap up this week. Black Box Logistics, the People's Choice 3PL out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Shout out HG Ships. If you're looking to be a freight agent, I'd love to chat with you. Our OG sponsor, Sales Dash. Will and I have both met Josh and Drew in person. Great product, freight specific CRM. definitely hit them up. And our banner sponsor, Taft's Top 10 Factoring Company. Rob and Ryan are great customer service. Just great everything. We've also met them both in person. And yeah, we'll be back next week.
Yeah, before we wrap up, I want to point out this comment. Will Hop, D Hop, same. So DeAndre Hopkins is actually my cousin.
All right. Well.
All right. Talk soon.
All right. See ya.
Bye.